Okay, so in this final training video, we're going to go over the cash management features of the Square Register app and what to do for the end of day procedures in the gallery. So the first thing we will do is toggle over to the main menu using this lower left button, and we're going to go into reports. And here we are in the current drawer. If you happen to have been in sales, you would just on the left, you hit current drawer. And this is going to show the drawer that we opened in the morning before we opened the gallery. So you'll notice this one has a different time than what we did at the other video, but and this is from yesterday. But in any case, yours will be the start of the day is what you'll show at the start of drawer, and then you'll be closing it at the end of the day. So right now I'm going to go over the cash management features and what you might be using this part for during the day, and then we'll go over the end of the day procedures. So as you'll see, this current drawer is keeping track of all of the cash coming in and out throughout the day. So it's recorded, this is keeping track of the cash sales and the cash refunds and any other money paid in or out of the register, which is what we'll go over next. But it's not, this part is not keeping track of other types of sales such as credit cards or personal checks. That would be, you can find reports for that elsewhere. This is really isolating the cash flow. So right now we're going to go over instances in which you would do a paid in or a paid out. So paid in and paid out would be, one of the reasons for a paid out would be excess cash at the end of the day. So we'll go over that later. You might have to do it paid in during the day if you run really low on cash. And we'll go over that. And another reason for a paid out would be petty cash expenses such as photocopying on jury day, or maybe there would be a need to take out a little bit of money for postage. But let's do an example of doing a paid out for photocopying on jury day. So I'm going to click on paid in, paid out toward the top, right under end drawer. Click on that. And I'm going to say, okay, so today the photocopying cost $8.25, and I'm going to enter a description, and I'm going to say jury day copying, and then I'm going to put in the number of the person who actually did the copying. So I'm going to say Wendy Weaver did the photocopying, and I'm going to put in 802 WW to show who did the copying, and I'm going to say paid out and then confirm paid out. So it's then recording the time of day that we did the paid in, paid out. And let me go back. So you go to this back arrow from at the top left of paid in, paid out, and when we go back in the drawer, now we'll see that it has taken out the $8.25, and the amount expected in drawer is accounting now for all of the cash flow. So it has the starting cash, the cash sales, the cash refunds, and the paid out. So let's do an example of a paid in. Let's say, so these are unrealistic amounts for cash sales and especially for the cash refunds because I had to do so many sample transactions to get all this done. So let's say that big cash refund had been first thing in the morning. I mean, this is an unheard of scenario, but let's say we started with $178.36 in the register, and first thing in the morning we have a return and have to give the customer $153.70. That was the amount of one of our returns. So if that happened first thing in the morning, you'd be left with $25 in the register, and we would need to do a paid in. So hopefully we will all get in the practice of bringing extra cash with us to the gallery, especially in small bills is much more helpful. So let's say I did bring some money with me and I can do a paid in. Now, if you don't have money or you feel like you need more and you need to go to an ATM machine, that's encouraged. You would be not only reimbursed for your cash, but also for any fees from the ATM. So let's say, let's say that as I said, that we running really low on cash. So I'm going to do a paid in early in the day. And I'm going to say I had $80 with me. in small bills just in case. So I'm putting all that money in the register, and I'm going to say pay in by, and then I'm going to put my number and initials. Okay, and I think that's probably really enough. If you wanted to say low on cash or something, I think that'll be obvious from the timing of these things, from the refunds and all that. But you just need to make sure you're saying who is paying the money in, because there really will be no paper trail of this, and the treasurer will need to reimburse you. So this is, you're creating a paper trail by writing the description here. And I'm going to hit paid in, confirm paid in. And then as you'll see below, it's taking account of all the different paid in and paid outs. And when we go back to the drawer, it's now showing that we've added $71 net, $71.75 of paid in, paid outs. Okay, so those are examples of a paid in, paid out, and it will be unusual other than jury day to really need to do that. So at the end of the day, let's go on to end of the day. Let's say we've been out of this drawer and we're coming back into it, and it's the end of the day. The first thing you're going to want to do, you will open the current drawer and you will count the actual cash in the cash box. And hopefully that amount will match this amount at the very bottom, expected in drawer. Hopefully I count the cash box and I have $344.81 in the cash box right now. So if you find a discrepancy at this point, maybe it's because someone did the photocopying and you wrote a note of it and you meant to do the cash out, the pay it out later, and you just didn't get around to it. Now's the time to do it. Maybe you put cash in during an emergency situation and you didn't record the paid in. So take a look at your notes that you've made throughout the day. Make sure that you did all of the paid in and paid outs that you intended to do, and you could do them now. Let's assume that we don't have any discrepancies for now. So, but we do have excess cash. So at this point is where you'd say, okay, this is how much money I have in the cash box. If it's over $200, you're going to need to take the excess cash out and do it paid out. We'll go over that in detail. If it's under $175, you would either do a paid in, or you would call the gallery sitter for the next day and explain to them how much you're short on cash and make sure that they remember to bring in cash and small bills for the next day. So as I said, so if it was low, we would do another paid in right now. But since we just demonstrated that, we're going to do, and the cash actually here is showing over $200, we're going to do a paid out. So I'm going to calculate how much above, this is $144.81 above the $200. I'm going to say, I'm just going to take out $140 as a paid out. And what I would do is I'm going to write a personal check to the gallery in the amount of $140. And do be sure that you bring a check or a checkbook with you every time you're in the gallery, because it is more likely to have excess cash than a depletion in the cash. So right now I've calculated the amount of $140. I've written a personal check. I'm putting that in the envelope to the business manager, and I'm going to do a paid out in the register to account for that. So right now I'm going to say $140, and I'm going to say excess cash, and then I'm going to put my number and initials, and then if you'd like, you can also put check. It's a good practice to put a check number in here, because hopefully it'll remind you that you really need to write the check. So I'm just gonna make up a check number, and I'm gonna say that amount, because I'm taking it out of the register, the excess cash, it's a paid out. And I will confirm the paid out. So now we go back again with this back arrow to see what the current drawer looks like. And now it says expected in drawer $204.81, and that's a little over 200, but that's fine. And right now, we're ready to close the drawer. So this is the end of the day, and we've reconciled all the cash, and now it's time to end the drawer. So we go up here and we click End Drawer, and here's where you'll enter that actual amount in drawer. So if I'm going to say we didn't have any discrepancies, if you had still a discrepancy, go ahead and enter the actual amount in the drawer. It will calculate the difference, and you will make a note that there was a discrepancy on the daily cash record that goes to into the envelope to the business manager. And sometimes it happens that there's a slight discrepancy, and you just need to make a note of it. But for now, we don't have any discrepancies, and I'm going to hit End Drawer. Then you would confirm End Drawer. And what we need to do next is to print the drawer report. So we need to go into Drawer History, which is the next button down. And here, this is not, we'll go back. We're in a different drawer report. So here's the drawer report we want. We want the latest one. I guess it went into a previous one. Nope, that's still not the right one. Unclosed drawers, previous drawer. Here we go. This is our drawer. Okay, this is the drawer that we just ended. So I don't, again, the printer's not hooked up right now. As you see at the very top where there's a little mail, it's an email symbol. I'm going to go back out of that. Right next to that, there will be a little printer sign. And you would click that to print this drawer report. So you would touch right to the left of where that envelope is. There will be a printer icon, and that will allow you to print the report. Unfortunately, again, the way this is set up does not allow for the printer to also be connected at the same time. So that's it. And then once you have that drawer, current drawer printed, you would put that into the business envelope along with all your other paperwork, which would include your completed daily cash record and any personal checks, any gift certificates, any other papers. So that's the last thing you need to do with the Square Register, and then you just finish all of your other end of day procedures and you're all set.